Thank you, Trumpman.
Woo! Go Trumpman!
Yeah, literally as many people can be here. Come on, we got an announcement. We got a beautiful, fantastic announcement for everyone of these amazing protesters here. Fair, and then I guess a little bit of a clearing announcement for anyone drinking alcohol here in the park. Please use a separate cup. Don't be drinking directly out of that substance. So just keep everything on the up and clear. So, I guess we can make this announcement here and now, and then as we go through with the rest of today as well as tomorrow morning, we're going to continue to make this announcement. There seems to be a little bit of misinformation being spread right now around some of the protesters and declaring this area known as Capitol Hill as the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. I don't think that everyone here recognizes the true ramifications of that statement. And we would like to clear that this is not an autonomous zone, but instead a protest. That we marched for days to protest against the injustice, the racial injustice, as well as the police brutality in this nation. By no means are we declaring war on the country that we wish to protect. To declare an autonomous zone is to do just that. For any of you who've seen the tweets by our big air quotes fantastic President Trump, he has actually proclaimed that Governor Inslee and Mayor Durkan have lost control of their city and that drastic measures will be enacted. We have to be very clear with our message from the beginning and in every day that this is a protest against police brutality and racial injustice, not an autonomous zone. Peaceful protest, all right? As the media comes throughout tomorrow, we need to keep that message strong. As people ask you on social media and in person, keep that message strong. This is not an autonomous zone. This is a peaceful protest, all right? Tomorrow around 3 p.m., we actually have another meeting with Mayor Durkan, Chief Best, as well as Chief Scoggins to continue the demands that we have had as a community. Any of you who have been emailing us on Seattle's United, we are collecting all of that. We have community leaders. We have the Urban League. We have the Black Fathers. We have various community leaders. I am not a cop.
Why didn't you leave the cop kennel then the other day?
But I did not. Never led you guys anywhere except being good. But we have these meetings that are actually demanding genuine radical change of our police reform. Mayor Durkan will be providing a timeline for that, which means your protests are being successful. But again, we must continuously emphasize this is not an autonomous zone. This is a peaceful protest. An autonomous zone means we are seceding from America, and I don't believe that is the message of any of the protests. As one of the people who began a lot of these protests, that was never the message of these. It is simply to fight against the police brutality and the racial injustice and to give honor and justice to George Floyd and the countless Black and Native people, lives lost by police brutality. That is why we march. That is why we sit. That is why we stand. If we have any questions, we are absolutely welcome to answer any questions and any queries to that point. But we, again, must continuously stay on message and on brand and to the point of why we gather here every day. All right? Yeah. Every day. We march every day, not to occupy, but until there is change. We march every day so that every Black person, so that every Native person, so that every person of any creed can walk down the streets and feel safe. Any color, any creed. That is why we march, not to declare war, but to keep our citizens safe. All right, so again, I want to leave you with saying, this is not an autonomous zone, this is a peaceful protest. As people continue to ask, you wonderful faces here, you honestly, you faces of this movement, keep that message strong. Yeah, my name is David Lewis. Thank you. So right now we're trying to get the media here on 10 a.m. so that we can figure this out. One actual sub-announcement. Some other announcements. Some of the media are actually not here today because protesters have been chasing them away. It's causing them to be fearful, and also some of their executives are not allowing them to even be here right now. One of the most dangerous things we can have is having this movement not be televised. Please, as you see the media, keep them safe. They've been here getting maced with you. They've been here on the front lines with you. Those of you who are new to this movement, I appreciate you and I thank you, but talk to those who've been with us. Talk to those who've been marching. Talk to those who've been maced, tear gassed, fought, bled for this movement before you're speaking, okay? We all have to stay united and peaceful throughout this protest, all right?
Freedom of the press.
Freedom of the press.
Freedom of the press.
Exactly. That's all I personally have to say.
Hey, wait. I have a question. Are you here for police abolition or not? I've been pepper sprayed. I've been tear gassed.
Yeah.
I've been here since the fucking beginning. And I didn't hear that in anything you had to say.
Absolutely. I am 100% for the
I felt safe in this neighborhood for the first fucking time in my life.
Yeah.
And I want to know whether or not you are for inviting police back into this neighborhood and making this an unsafe place to be.
Fair. That's a very good question. For I stand here representing, and this is kind of weird, but this is how the media has portrayed it. Yeah, representing two factions. One, I stand here as the role of a facilitator for a lot of the community views, and I stand with the views of the community. Period. Me personally, I believe in the concept of defunding the police. What I personally believe in is, as a black man, it's not that I want to never be able to call an officer. I want to call an officer if things get poor and be treated with the privilege that white people have. That's what I stand for.
How can you say that when the police is by nature a racist system that was meant as slave catchers and to bust up unions? Reform is not enough.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
We need to do something better. We need to make something new. We need to make something new.
Absolutely, and I believe that with the aspect of defunding and restructuring the current system, we can create something better, something that has never been created before in this nation.
So we have to take away the old. We can't reform the police.
How y'all feeling? Check. So, from what I hear that he's saying that as a black man, the police have failed him. Check. Right, where? What it sounds like he's saying is, as a black man, the police have failed him. When he calls the police, he's more afraid of his life, for what the police might do to him than what he might call the police on or whatever, all that. And that it sounds like he would appreciate a better alternative. So I don't think he's saying that he wants the police as we know it. And I don't think anyone's there. The thing is that we gotta all stay together, unified, and moving towards this one goal with this. Now, the other thing that I keep on stressing is that we didn't win this by force. We win this by the people. It's still not a win. We're still out here. We're still working. But it's the people. It is persistence and then PR. You understand that? And so that's where we have to be very careful, because they fight wars with PR, especially internal wars. We're going against politicians. That's something that I had to learn. That's something that I had to learn very quickly this last couple weeks. My name is Raz Simone. I'm from the community. I'm from the hood. I've never had any issues with anyone in my last 30 years of life until this week. And now I have all these crazy things being said about me. I had to realize that this is a political war, and they fight that with PR and lies and PR and lies. If you guys don't know what COINTELPRO is, go look it up. Go look it up. How do you think that the Black Panthers got dismantled? How do you think MLK, Malcolm X, us, the us movement? Like, please don't fall for the same things. Don't fall for the paranoia. They're looking at everyone, calling them a op, calling them a this, calling them a that, saying they did this, saying that. That's how they break us up. And then they look at us like dumbass bitches. You know what I'm saying? So guys, keep it together. Don't fall into the whole gossip and the whole thing. If someone tells you something and it pulls at your heartstrings, ask for the receipts. Get the receipts. Get the paperwork. Get the text messages. Get the whatever. And then if someone does say something like, if you heard something about me, just come up to me and ask me. I've had hour-long conversations with a lot of people out here. We had, brother brought over 2 people and we had a conversation with them and they were like, damn, afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So just ask the people if you're that concerned. If you're not that concerned, then don't spread false news. Because then we start spreading up and it's all bad. And all the tactics that they were trying to employ, they worked. Trump won a fucking he got elected by memes. That was what the Russian spies that used memes. You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that that can be used against us and be divisive.